It's me! I'm still alive! Wow, 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 wow! Oh, my dog heard me talk, so she barked. Nice. 10 out of 10, love that. Okay, kiddos. I know it's Monday. It's a holiday in the US. It's Memorial Day, so I have the day off of work. I had a long weekend, so we'll talk about that. But yeah, I just wasn't able to stream yesterday or the day before. But yeah, we're gonna play Risk of Rain 2. They just had their new mini update, the Devotion update. I'm pretty hyped. I actually have played it through, like immediately when they first announced it. Because I'm an adult who can do things. And, I forgot to turn the audio up, which is why you guys can't hear it, so I'll turn the volume up. And I got the new level once. And I've played it probably like 6 or 7 more times. And I've never gotten the new level again. So our goal today is going to be to get the new level. Because I really want... So the new level has daytime nighttime cycle from my understanding. And they have new artifacts. And I really want the new artifacts. Because those are... The artifacts are these here. There's 2 new ones. Sorry, I have the hiccups. And I really want them. Because I am a greedy adult who likes having things. There's also the cool new skin. Let me see if I can remember which character has it. Yeah, look at that. Pretty nice. But anyways. So in order to get the code for the artifacts, it's in the nighttime version of the level. I've only gotten the level once, and it was the daytime version. So I really want to try and do one run where we hopefully get it. So we'll see. Fingers crossed. I'm gonna put on command so that it's a little bit easier. And I think I'm gonna do swarms too. Well, fingers crossed. I really want to get the new stage. Okay, so I am sniffly. So I'm sorry I had the time for sniffling. Not much I can do about it. It just happens. Okay, let's talk about my weekend. I've had a very eventful weekend. I know. I did see an enemy. I was like, I swear I saw somebody in that direction. Get out of fucking behind the tree. Anyway, so my weekend, Saturday. What did we do Saturday? Oh yeah. So, well, first of all, so they say that during pregnancy, the hormone changes can make you like very moody. They're not fucking kidding. They're not kidding at all. I'm probably the worst human to be around right now. I feel like my mood just goes from like 0 to 100 in like 2 seconds. And it's not even like logical either. It's like I'm fine and then all of a sudden I'm like almost weeping. Or I'm like super enraged and frustrated. I get overwhelmed exceedingly fast. Nice. This is what I was hoping for. So it's like if there's too much happening at a time, I'll get super overwhelmed and I can't function. Like it's almost like I shut down. Because I can't think, I can't make any decisions, and I can't figure out what to do. So yeah, I shut down. And it's really hard. Cause like, I can't just fix it. I can't turn it off. But, you know, I'm doing my best. But so Saturday I woke up in kind of that like conflicting, like wishy-washy mood where I would be like fine for a few minutes and then I would be like very aggravated and overstimulated, and overwhelmed. So I had no idea what I wanted to do for the day. I like, you know, it's, I say, you know, like you guys should know, but I don't know if you guys know. It's just like a hard feeling to deal with that. I mean, just imagine you can't control your emotions at all, no matter what you do. You know, like you're trying, but it's like you have no power here, mortal. So it becomes very difficult and frustrating. What? Red item? Hell yeah. You guys should know that my go-to is always Tesla coil. But yeah, so it started off kind of rough where I just like was very wishy-washy and couldn't decide what I wanted to do, how I wanted to feel, and like all that. And so Dean asked me what I wanted to do for the day, and I was like, I don't fucking know. Why would I know what I want to do? Why would I want to do things? Why would I want to exist? And I had like thought about doing something because like our neighborhood was doing like their neighborhood yard sale. So like, you know, it's a good time to like find some stuff for cheap and some interesting things to like buy and repair and stuff like that. And it's I like going to yard sales. It's very like nostalgic from when I was younger kind of thing. Come on, any monsters? What are you guys doing up there? But so, like, I had kind of wanted to go, but I've been having such a difficult time with energy. Like, I'm fucking so exhausted every second of every day. I have fatigue issues to begin with, and, like, pregnancy fatigue on top of it is, like, it's just a lot. It's very, very hard. I mean, it's hard to explain it to somebody who's never experienced it because they think you're just being lazy. But it's very different. Like, imagine weights tied to all of your limbs and you just can't lift them. You know, like, physically cannot. It's not a choice. So it's hard because I always feel really guilty. Not because I'm doing anything wrong, but just because, like, I don't know, I can see the judgment. I can see what people are thinking. You know? I can tell that they look at me and they're like, that looks like an able-bodied human. Why is that person sitting down? You know, so it's hard to not feel guilty and bad about it. Chair adjustment time. And so it's not only exhausting, but it's very stressful because I get stressed out, then I'm exhausted. And it just like starts a cycle of like depression and shit. But so like I didn't know if I wanted to go, and then like Dean kind of was like, that sounds like fun, but I don't want to make you go. And I was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna go. Because the thing is it was supposed to be at the town, like, meeting house. So, like, people would pay for a table there. And so I was like, oh, it'll be all in one place. And, like, if we pass places, like, past other yard sales, we can stop, but like it won't be a lot of like walking, and it won't take very long, so it'll be fine, you know? So we got all ready for it and everything, and Dean, while I'm getting ready, he's like, I'm gonna change the filter in the AC. And I was like, whatever, I don't care. Like, just do what you want. It's fine. In my head, I was already, like, very annoyed. And this was, like, again, where I was, like, flip-flopping to that, like, frustration, that intense frustration for no reason. Because I was like, but why do you have to do it now? And I don't know. I feel like it's just, imagine, like, every time your mom's gotten mad and, like, lectured you, that's just how I felt the whole time. Like, is that I was the one lecturing. But anyway, so I got, like, frustrated because I was like, why are you doing this now? Like, do you have to do this now? But I was like, whatever. Oh, hey, Hades. Yeah, definitely old. But so he changed out the AC filter, and then we went to go to the yard sales. And, we get to the meeting house, and, there's, like, 2 ladies set up there with, like, only kids' toys. And that's it. And so I went from, like, woke up feeling, like, wishy-washy to, like, being very frustrated to being very, like, down. Like, in the matter of, like, not that long. So, yeah, I'm kind of a mess. And I just, I don't know, I was disappointed. And so we left and we drove around a little bit to see if we could find any place else. You know, just so it wouldn't be, like, a complete waste. Just so that we'd get, like, some, like, outside time. And we didn't end up buying anything at any of the yard sales. We only stopped at a couple. And then we ended up going to get, food. Yeah, we went and got food. And then we went to an, like, lawn and garden place, to look at, some plants and stuff. And, let's see. Also, I'm sorry, my brain's, like, really, like, melted. So we got ice cream and everything, too. It was pretty fun. But by the time we got home, I was really exhausted, and it was really hot outside. And, I can't handle heat. I have, like, a temperature intolerance issue. And so, like, I get really sick, like, physically sick, when I'm in. Cammie's fucking playing with this weird toy, and she's hyped. Yeah, it's pregnancy brain fog, honestly, it's hardcore. Like, I've had brain fog before, but this is, like, double. Double brain fog. Only brain fog for you. But yeah, so we got home, and I have to take a nap every day because the fatigue is too intense, and I get so tired that I like start falling asleep where I'm standing. And so we got home, and I was like really done for. I felt really sick from the heat, and then I felt like super tired from not taking my nap at my normal time. And so I was just really beat. And so I get in the house, and immediately I'm fucking enraged. Like, fucking full on, like, rage machine, like, cannot think because I'm so mad. Well, like, the thing is you expect to get home into your house, and you're like, AC, you know? Like, the beauty of AC. And the fucking house is hot. And I'm like, why the fuck's it hot? And so, like I said, I have a temperature tolerance issue. So, like, I cannot sleep when it's hot. I get really nauseous. and sick and just, it doesn't feel good, and I can't do it. I can't handle it. And so I'm like, the AC is broken. We should call someone. And Dean's like, no, it's fine. It's not broken. It's just taking time to cool down because the house was hot. It's hot outside. And I'm like, inside, I'm like, bitch, it's not fucking working. But I was like, I know I'm being irrationally frustrated because of, like, hormone emotions. And, like, they're making me very aggressively pissed. And I need to, like, not be a bitch. I want to not be a bitch. So I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'm gonna take my nap. It's fine. So I laid down to take my nap, and I got really sick because, like, I don't know if it was the combination of the heat and, like, not having eaten at my regular intervals and, like, just things being out of whack. But I got so nauseous and, like, I got a migraine and I just didn't feel good. And I slept for a bit. And then I played Risk of Rain and I played the new Genshin, like, I know, I'm fucking dumb. It's like, it's called Wuthering Waves. They named it in the worst possible way because they wanted to fuck with people who have problems with words like me. So, don't be bitches, get out of here. So I played that for a long while. It's pretty good, I like it. And then yesterday we had signed up for a class to learn how to make rings out of silver, and to damn words, to put in a stone in a ring. So a silver ring with a stone. And so the class was 10 to 4. Which is a little intense, okay? It's a little much for somebody who's barely functional. But I was like, you know, I feel like that's an excessive amount of time. Can't believe I just blew myself up a bunch. What a dumbass. It's probably fine. Like, it's probably not gonna take that long. And that was copium. That was all copium. We ended up staying until like 2 something, and it's just because we finished our rings and we were finally able to go. But yeah, it definitely took some time. It was mainly because it was a big class of like 8 people, and then 1 teacher. And the teacher, she was very nice. I thought she did a good job, but she had a hearing impairment like me, and so a lot of people were getting frustrated because she couldn't hear them very well. I'm assuming that she had previously been deaf or something similar because she had a cochlear implant and she spoke in a very specific way. It was hard for me to understand her because I use like a combination of like context clues and like how people move their mouths. And when some people talk, if they like smooth their words together. I don't know how else to explain it. If their words kind of don't have a beginning and an end and feel kind of jumbly and don't have like distinct like sharp points in them. I don't know if that makes sense. But it's hard for me to decipher where words start and end and like what they're saying. And so like it was a little hard. But you know, we did our best. She showed us, so like it wasn't like we didn't have examples or anything. Like we could see what she was doing. But most of the class was like older ladies. And hot damn, there are some old ladies you cannot teach new tricks, okay? Like, fucking insane. So we were soldering. And I have never soldered before. I understand the concept behind it. Like, I obviously have, like, seen people solder. I've watched videos. I know, like, the rules behind soldering. I am just, like, scared of hot things. So I haven't soldered myself. So it was my first time doing it, but hot damn, some of these ladies, it was terrifying. I thought that we were going to die in a couple of these times. So like, the teacher tells us there's 2 different torches. There's one that has, this specific type of gas and then oxygen. And there's another one that like is just like one type. And so the one with 2 types of gas, it has 2 knobs. And so when you turn it on, there's a red and a green knob. Hades, you're getting pretty up there in age too, okay? One of the ladies was like 88, okay? But so, there's 2 knobs. There's a green one and there's a red one. You're supposed to, when you start it, turn on the red knob, light the torch, then turn on the green knob. Doesn't mean you're not old, though. You can be a silver fox and still be fucking old. Bruh. So, if you turn on the green knob and the red knob and then light it, it fucking, like, mini explodes. It, like, does, like, a little, like, poof thing. And this one old lady, like, the thing is you only get to turn on the red knob on a little bit to get started, to light it. She was like fucking cranking that thing, and then she was opening the green one too, and so she's like lighting it, and it's like fucking spitting flames across the room, and then she like she'll like turn it off, and then she would do it again. It's terrifying. And the thing is like Dean kept like going over and trying to help her, and she would like listen to him, and then she'd do it right, and then she'd like turn off the torch and proceed to do it wrong again. And I'm just like, please, I don't want to die. It was rough, for sure. And like the thing is you have to solder a number of pieces, okay? Because you have to solder the ring together into one piece, because it starts as a little strip. Then you solder the bezel into a little circle, and then you solder a flat piece onto the bezel, and then you solder it all together. And so there's like a number of different times that you have to solder, and there's different strengths of solder that you use, I guess you could say. So some solder melts quicker than other solder. Yeah, she wanted the strong young men to show her. Honestly, everyone was like wooing over Dean. They were like, "Oh, you're so good at this," and I was like, "He's taken." It was very funny. He was the only man there, of course, so he got all the attention. And I made him shower, so he smelled good. Anyways. But yeah, so it was a little intense, because like they kept the lady kept going over and just fucking turning these torches on, and then like pointing them at herself while she's lighting it. And like shit like that. And like me and Dean are both just like from a distance like staring at her with like anxiety in our eyes. It was definitely a little traumatic. I was terrified that she was just gonna blow the whole place up. But yeah, since there were so many people and there was only two torch stations, two soldering stations, it took a long time because they were having a lot of trouble too. I'm not saying it was easy, I had a lot of trouble too. So it takes a few minutes to like solder certain things because of how strong the solder is. But like, I don't know, these are old ladies who like can't see very well, and they're trying to look at this tiny piece of solder melt. And like, I don't know, there was some drama too, because like one of the ladies ended up just like fucking melting her ring, and then she like got super pissed and fucking left. And then another lady melted her ring. And like the teacher had warned us that there was a chance that people would melt their rings and that they had to be very careful. because you couldn't fix it once it was melted. But they were still pissed that the teacher didn't fix it. So, like, I don't know, I felt bad because I also would have been, like, super pissed if my ring had melted. So, like, I can't necessarily completely blame them, but it definitely felt, like, tense, for sure. So it was interesting, but I made a nice ring. Hades, I'll send you a picture of it later. I'll send you like some of the process pictures. I sent them to Kyrie already, but I don't know if she's seen them. But yeah, so me and my lovely husband Dean made rings yesterday, and that was very fun. And so we got out at like 3 or something, and we ended up eating lunch dinner, and the house was still hot when we left, but Dean had like poked it a bit and like thought that it would be fixed, but by the time we got home he still was like, no, it's just this, it's just that. Cammy, why are you scratching me? And so I was not looking forward to it, because I knew the truth. I knew that it wasn't gonna be fixed. And on top of it, like, I don't know, shit only breaks in, like, shitty holiday weekends. Like, is that a problem that you guys experience? Like, it's Memorial Day weekend, so, like, a lot of places are closed, or they have, like, shortened hours. So it's like, great, yeah, let's call for oh, I thought it was gonna fly directly off, and I was about to fucking lose it. Let's call for somebody to come out and fix it. JK, no one's open. So like the whole like morning of the class, Dean was like trying to find somebody to come fix it because he knew that I was like losing patience, and functionality. Like I slept so shit that it was unbelievable. Like I don't think I got more than like maybe like 3 hours of sleep. And for a pissed off pregnant woman, that's not enough. I'm gonna tell you a secret. It's not enough. So yeah, we got home and it was still broken. And again, I had hit my did too much for the day point, and I needed to sleep. So I went straight to sleep. And I told Dean if he found somebody to fix it, to just wake me up, and I would get out of the way, because the access to the attic where the AC is in the bedroom closet. So, you know, I expected they would need to come into the bedroom where I was sleeping. And so like I'm sleeping, and like I feel Dean wake me up, and he's like, I know what it is. And I'm just like pissed off because in my head I'm like, this fucker woke me up for some bullshit. He thinks he knows all the answers to the world, and he ain't got shit. He's not an AC repairman. He's not gonna fix this. I was very pissed off, and I was very sleepy. So I was like, whatever, bitch. Like, fix your shit. I will just lay here and continue sleeping. There was no need for you to wake me up. He wanted me to, like, keep an eye out in case he fell off the ladder and died. But really, I was like, die. I know I'm the worst. I'm sorry. It's hard. I'm having a hard time. But so yeah, I was like, fall off the ladder and die, please. I'll take the money. So he went up there and he's like, oh yeah, it's definitely this thing. I'm gonna fix it. And I'm like, whatever, I don't give a shit. He did actually fix it. Okay, so like, props to him. He did fix it. But I was still pissed. And then after I finished napping, I played some more games. So just kind of had a chill weekend. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but the problem is like I said, when it's hot, I get really, really sick. And so I was really, really sick, and I felt like I was in no mood or state of mind to stream, because I knew that I'd sound like a giant bitch ass. I would just be pissed the whole time. So I decided, nah, No. Die. But yeah, so that's why I decided to stream today, is to make it up to you guys for not streaming yesterday or Saturday. I know my stream schedule's been like in the shitter because there is no schedule. It's just whenever I feel alive enough to do it. But I do feel bad about that. So I'll try to get better. This week is supposed to be 13 weeks, which supposedly is the point in which it gets better. It's the last week of the first trimester. So like, I don't know, fingers crossed that I start to feel better and then I can actually like do normal things. I like can't imagine it though, since I feel so shit. But we'll see. We will see for sure. We'll keep our fingers crossed that I don't just keel over and die. I mean, I'd say I'm doing pretty good so far. But, you know. I am also not on the outside looking in at my fucking rage. Oh, I remember what else I could tell you guys about. Oh, yeah. I had a disagreement with my boss. I told you guys earlier, I get overwhelmed very quickly. This was a situation in which I got super overwhelmed and frustrated and like basically unable to like exist for a little bit. It was very, very frustrating. So when I first started at my job, they had this issue. I think I might have talked about it, but I don't remember. They had this issue where a field that is supposed to allow for a blank is a numeric field. That's a number field. It's an integer field, whatever you want to refer to it as. Most of the time you think numeric or number or integer, it is, you know, it has to be a number in the field. It can't be empty. So in this particular system, the way that these fields work is they can actually be empty. And that's okay. They're allowed to be empty, basically. Empty is not the same as 0. Those are two different values. So the system developers had done an update where there was a bug that one of the fields had accidentally converted into a way of where it wouldn't allow for empty values. It would always put a 0 in the field. But that is not right. It's inaccurate data and it can cause like all kinds of issues. And then like it messes up calculations and stuff too. And so it was causing some problems. And they had deployed a patch to fix the issue. And it had fixed it. When I got there, the company was still reporting the issue. So the thing is I had investigated this issue at my other company before I left, so I knew that the issue had indeed been fixed. And I knew that what they were saying wasn't making sense. So they were blaming the problem on this specific field trigger. The way a field trigger works is when a field changes, the trigger fires code and runs that code. And so they were saying that when this field trigger is triggered, it was setting the field to 0. It's not that simple. And I knew that there was something that wasn't quite lining up. Because the thing is like, yes, you have described the correct thing. You have described how it works. When that trigger fires, it sets the field. There's nothing in the trigger to set it to 0. And this 0 issue had been fixed. So the fact that it's being set to 0 doesn't make sense. I checked their version to make sure they were on the newest version that had the issue fixed, and they were. So there's absolutely no reason they should be seeing 0. And I couldn't recreate the issue. I tested extensively and was not able to recreate it. And I had an inkling of what the issue was, but when I tried to approach that as an issue, as the possibility, I was like very strongly shut down as no, that's not it. And I like didn't want to start off my new job by being like, well, you're wrong. That's what it is. You know? Like there's a time and place for overconfidence, and like, yes, I know the answer to this, and yes, I know that they're incorrect about their statement, but it's not going to do me any benefit at this point in time to state it in such a matter-of-fact way. And so I chose to just say, look, I am unable to recreate it. I've rewritten your rule completely to make sure that the formatting is okay and that there's nothing that could possibly set it to 0. And I've set it up so that when the rule fires, if it's firing when somebody is changing it directly, so a user is making the change, a user is in the file making the change, it'll send me an email saying this loan's been set to 0. So I'll be notified of any time that this happens based on a user change. And I wanted to monitor it for a couple weeks before like saying yes, it's fixed. Because like honestly, I knew it wasn't fixed because I had a pretty good idea that they were misunderstanding the cause of the issue, and that they were connecting dots that didn't connect. I don't know how to say it without just being like they were wrong, because like from a basic standpoint of understanding of the system, they understood it the best they could. Like they really did do a good job of investigating the issue, and they came to the conclusion that would have made the most sense with the knowledge that they had available. But with the knowledge that I have and my experience, I know that it's incorrect. And so like, you know, it's not a slight against them or anything like that. It's just, that's just how it is. It's, I don't know. It's hard because I feel like people tend to take things very personally, and it's very, very difficult to like say like, okay, it's not personal that you didn't figure it out. It's not personal that like I found it out and you didn't. Like, it's just, I've experienced issues similar to this. I know how the system works, so I know that the likelihood is that this is what's caused it. Like, realistically speaking, it's just my experience and background has more information on this than yours. And so we monitored it for a bit, and we asked the users to report if they saw an issue. And they never reported an issue. And then this week, I think it was on Friday, they were like, oh, by the way, we're still getting 0s in our loan files. And we have been this whole time. And we're like, why the fuck didn't you say anything? Like, why wouldn't you have said something sooner? Like, we've been monitoring this, but there's only so much we can do on our side. The reason I set up the email to email me when it's set to 0 is because of how this issue it works. So let's dig into it. So the problem is, we have an external system. We have a third-party system that pushes information into our system. It's basically, think of it like a plugin or an add-on. So this add-on works by using the SDK to reference system information and follow the system rules that way. So what was happening is this code was editing not the field in question, which is where the problem arose, okay? the thing is that when my boss had gone to the company and told them that she thought this was the cause, they said that's impossible because we're not editing that field. It is true that they were not editing the field. However, they were editing a trigger point for the rule, which would then cause the rule to fire while the SDK is running. In doing so, the rule, instead of following the base system's rules as in like system requirements and functionality, it would follow the SDK's rule set. So the SDK, when it fires, it has different rules that it follows. So for example, I never got any emails. The reason I didn't get any emails, Cammy, quit that. Cammy, hey. You're not a cat. The reason I didn't get any emails is because the emails only send when Outlook is open at the time of triggering the rule. Cammy. Cammy! Give me 2 seconds to deal with this dog. Okay. So, Outlook has to be open for it to send the email. The SDK fires from like an external service, so it doesn't have Outlook open. So it would never send me the emails, which is how I can confirm that the issue only happens when the SDK is the one making the change. So, I tried to explain this to my boss, but my boss is very upset because the team that was supposed to be telling us that this was an issue didn't fucking tell us until the Friday before a 3-day weekend. And it's extra annoying because that means there's like 300 or so loans affected, and we have to go in and manually update and change them all on the Friday before a 3-day weekend. Because some asshole didn't say anything until the Friday before a 3-day weekend. So, like, it made sense that she was, like, pissed off. But because she was pissed off, she was just, like, immediately, like, shutting down me telling her the cause of the issue. Because she was like, no, that company told me that it couldn't possibly be their system because they don't change that field. And like I said, I understand that viewpoint. I understand the concept, the understanding of that. But it's a chain of events that occurs. And that's where the issue lies, is that they're only considering the beginning of the chain. They're not thinking about all of the follow-up that occurs based on the changes that they make. So yeah, of course they don't realize that it's gonna affect their... It's going to impact other things. So, theoretically, in a basic level, yeah, it's not directly caused by them changing the field. But it's caused by them. So then, why is this happening, you may ask? It's because they didn't update their SDK version. They were still in the broken version that sets it to 0. So the rules in the rules in the system are following the updated system requirements and how it treats that field. But the SDK is stuck in the old version because that's what they're referencing. So when the rule fires, it references those old rules, that the old functionality, the incorrect functionality, and it sets it to 0. And so it was really hard because my boss, like, 100% was like, no, this is not it. And I was 100% like, this is it. Like, I know for a fact this is it. Like, I could prove it. Like, and like, there was a couple of arguments she had of why it proved that it wasn't it, but then, like, I had counter arguments to prove why those were inaccurate. So, like, I knew that I was correct. But again, it's like, how do you argue with your boss when they're very frustrated because of a situational thing? It's best not to. So instead I was like, look, just reach out to the third party and ask them what version they're on. If they say they're on this version, ask them to update to this version. And then we'll test it. And so that's enough where it's like, it's not like accusatory of being like, you don't know the answer, you don't know how this works, blah, blah, blah. It's just, let's see where they stand and ask them to update it and see if it makes a difference. You know, if it fixes it, then we've got our problem solved. If it doesn't fix it, then we know that, you know, it's still this rule and we need to figure something else out. Again, I know that it's not the rule and that that's not gonna fix it. You know, so changing the rules not going to fix it. So updating the SDK is the only way to fix it. So like, even if she doesn't agree, if she tries it and it doesn't work, then we have like a plan moving forward. You know, it's sort of like a give and a take. You try this, it doesn't work. We do it your way. I don't want either one of those. No, stop. And so she agreed. You know what? I'll take this one. So she reached out and you know, like I kind of hinted at, they were on the old version. They were on the incorrect broken version. We asked them to update. We did some testing, like right at fucking 5 o'clock, and confirmed that it was functioning in the way that we were expecting it to function, so it was working correctly. And we told the team that fucking didn't notify us that if they pulled that shit again, we'd end their whole lives. And we moved on. But like, it was hard because even afterwards, when she was testing, she was still trying to like prove that she was right, that it wasn't this. And it was just, I don't know. I really do understand where she's coming from, and I understand like her thought process and the whole thing. I really, really do. But it's like, it's very difficult when somebody's so strongly against like giving you a chance to explain. Because that was the thing, is I was like, let me sit down and explain it to you of why it's this. Because I think like if I put it into words, it might be clearer of like why it's acting the way it is. Because the thing is like, you look at it from an outside perspective and you're like, that doesn't make sense, because it would act like this, wouldn't it? Again, like, they're not directly changing that field, so how could it be changing that field? But if you break it down into how I explained it, the rule sets and how the system treats the things, it makes sense. And so like, I know if I could just talk to her about it, she would like understand and be okay, but she was like so annoyed that it was like there's no communicating right now. And like, I don't know, I felt bad because like on top of it, it's partially my fault too, because like, if I had done the argument in the first place, would we have gotten the issue resolved sooner? Probably, yeah, 100%. Would it have led to a good relationship between me and my boss? Unlikely. Unlikely. It probably would have made things a lot different. So I don't think I made the incorrect choice to disregard it in the beginning. Did I set things up in a way to make sure that I would be able to explain and provide examples when it came time to prove that that was the cause? Yes. You know, proof that the only way it could be triggering is via the SDK because the email's not sending. You know, it's only happening on these loans in which the SDK edits it. Like, there's no other way that it could be, you know, anything else. But because I am in such like a volatile emotional state, it was very hard for me because I don't know, it was like a combination of like her lack of wanting to listen to me hurt, but also like the frustration of being unable to like get her to my side, and then like the overwhelmingness of just everything going on. It was just a lot. And it was a little bit too much for me. I think I might need another jump to be able to get up there. No, okay, almost, yeah, okay. I don't think we're gonna get the new level. We've already gone around one loop. Which sucks. So I am gonna try to go to the blue place and see if I can see it as an option for one of the upcoming levels. But yeah, I don't know. It's hard to balance, like, handling people, I guess you could say. Figuring out the best method of approach, with somebody new. Which way is going to be the most safe for your current position and experience level and, you know, their understanding of you as a person. Versus, like, which one's the easiest kind of thing. I don't know, it's kind of like I feel like I overthink a lot of things, and this is definitely one of the things that I overthink is, like, interactions with people, and, like, the correct response patterns for that. Like, what response will be the most beneficial to me? I'm sorry if you hear the dogs playing in the background, they're beating each other up. It's you know, it's I want to get someone on my side. How do I do that? What can I do to get them on my side to make sure that I am the winning side? That sounds bad because it makes it sound like I only care about like winning and not about people themselves, but it's more than that. I do care about people. It's like a combination. If you care about people, like, approaching them in the proper way that won't negatively impact them is the right method, because, you know, you want to have good interactions, and the happier the people are, the happier you are in your interactions. So the better it goes. Can you guys not kill each other? They told me to fuck off. Okay. But yeah, I don't know. It was something. I think in the end she, like, understood just because the issue was resolved. That she understood that, like, I was correct. But, like, I don't know, it's not even about me being correct, it's just about, like, being able to communicate, I guess. Sorry, I'm adjusting my seating position. But yeah, I also want to be good at my job, so I don't know. I mean, the issue is resolved, so that's all that matters, I guess. And then this upcoming week, I've got to go down to the liver transplant specialist again to get another scan of my liver to see if I'm dying or not. So it's been an eventful bit. I really want to go to the beach because I like just sitting in the ocean and floating. But I don't know if I'll be able to go anytime soon. Oh yeah, I wanted to look at the... I don't want to go to either of those. We'll do one more loop, and if we don't get it, we'll obliterate and call it. And we'll try again next weekend. I planted some summer squash and I really need to like put it in the planter that I bought. But I'm lazy and it's gross outside today. The last 2 days have been like very hot, but today it's like very muggy and foggy out. So I don't know. Temperature is all kinds of weird this year. Should have gotten the thing that makes this go faster. Cammy's getting ready to bark. She's doing her little huff huff bark. I thought you were already dead. You hear an enemy somewhere. Where he at? Whoops. Or I stop talking. I always get like super focused when I'm here and I forget how to human. Man threw his pots at me. Rude. Okay, 5 of 9. Oops, wasn't looking. Oof. Oops, that's not what I meant to select. God damn it. Okay, 2 more, I think. Gotta remember to look up for the jellyfish. I like need to scratch my face, but I can't. Oh. Shit! That was close. That was close! It was too close for comfort. Let's see, what do I want? So much money. I'm gonna focus on getting more healing items. I didn't like how close I got to being dead. Okay, I think that's everything. Let's go to that last ramp area. Still no new level. Sucks. Oops. Lame, there's nothing in there. Oops. Come on, give me anything. Jeez. Oops. Did I cast the teleporter? Yeah, it's over there. Wasn't paying attention. Oops. Whoops. Whoops. Okay, killing it. I was starting to wonder if I didn't actually click the teleporter. Is that worm? Yeah, worm. Let's see, okay. No, don't mind if I do. Oops, missed. Okay, what do I want? Guess I don't have any of these. No, my sweet. I'm gonna eat a little snack, so you guys might hear me crunching, sorry. What do I want? What is that, 3 red items for this stage? Jeez. What do I want though? No, I'm really wrecking them. Okay. What level is that? I can't tell. Oh, I know which level that is. Not the one I want to go to. Okay, we're gonna speed run it. Find the portal. Find the teleportal. Maybe there's like some specific criteria that I'm missing, like you can't have lunar items or something like that. I don't know. Let me Google it. Okay, so it's a stage 1 map. That sucks. That means I definitely missed it. Well, next time then. We're gonna speed run until we get an obliterate portal, so. Oh, I thought I saw the particles over here. I was wrong. Oops. Did I, like, buzz right past him? Yeah, did fucking over here. Oh, a big chest. Let's open that. It's a green item. I thought it might be red. Oops, got stuck for a second. Sorry, I just wanted to long distance watch him explode. Okay, let's see. Oof. Okay, looks like this is the level where the portal will spire, so we will obliterate and end there. Ugh, gosh, stretch. We did a little bit of a, I would say a longer stream, but like longer than my recent streams. So got a little fun. Next time we'll just keep recycling until we get the new level. Look at him go! Where are you going, sir? Ugh, I am exhausted though. I've hit the fatigue point of like needing nap. It sucks. So what happens when you get old and pregnant? You guys should protect your virginity at all costs, okay? Yeah, I got that last one. Always so bright. I'm sure kill me. Okay, so no luck with new level, but next time we'll give it another go, and we will hopefully get the new level. I'm sure. Now that I know that it's stage 1, I feel a little dumb But we'll get it next time. So until next time, I will see you guys later. I love you guys. Bye.